My name is Bridget and I'm a homeowner. I've been a homeowner for about 4 years and I want to welcome you to Habitat. It's kind of funny because as long as Habitat's been around, I really did not know we had any in the valley, and my older brother started working for them and he knew I was a widow raising grandkids, and he said, "Bridge, you ought to put in for a Habitat house." And I was like, I didn't even know we had Habitat houses. I live in the Lower Valley. And he said, "Oh yeah, they're all over the Lower Valley in Yakima." And he said, "You should put in for one for you and the grandkids." And we were living in a tiny little single wide. I had a grandson and a granddaughter who were getting older, and I was like, how am I gonna get a room of their own? How am I gonna be able to do this financially? Anyways, my brother suggested it, and so I went to get the paperwork, but it looked overwhelming, very overwhelming. But I had this little granddaughter who was every day like, "Grandma, did you put the paperwork in for Habitat yet, Grandma?" So this motivated me. And then I put it in thinking, my brother had said it's a very long process. Don't get your hopes up. It's even when you get approved, you have like a process of building the house, and it's very long. So I had kind of tried to warn my granddaughter of that. This is going to be a big process, even if we get this. One day my brother, who had started working for Habitat, was saying, "Let me drive you around Grandview. Yeah, there's Habitat homes down there." And I was like, "Really? I mean, I've lived in Grandview forever and I didn't know that." And he goes, "Oh yeah, there's Habitat homes there." So he drives us around and shows us some of the Habitat homes. And I was surprised because I didn't know. And then he says, "You know what? I'm gonna show you one inside that has an owner already." So just to give you an idea of you and the grandkids, what would that look like? Because I didn't know at all. So he goes, I'm gonna get us in there, I can get us in there. He worked for them, and he goes, "I'm gonna get in there and we'll just show you, this is kind of what they look like inside. This is what a home looks like." So we get in there, my grandkids and I and him, and my granddaughter goes into one of the bedrooms and she's like, "This is my room." And I was like, "No, honey, this is not your room, because this house has a family already. This one has a family already." And so she's sitting in that room. Well, long story short, that is the house where we live. That is the bedroom she has. They had an owner for this house. It had fallen through. There was some grants attached to this house that needed to speed this process along. And I mean, I know it was a miracle. God just got us like to the forefront, like right there. I think there wasn't even if I remember right, there wasn't a waiting list at the time, which is just unheard of. And as soon as I got it, there was a normal waiting list. So it totally was a miracle. I mean, I have friends in church family that were just totally just watching this whole thing unfold, and they just knew. It was just like a provision for me. I was raising grandkids I wasn't planning on raising. And it literally was like God just opened up this miracle home for us, really. You've got people in situations they don't plan on being, So like I said, I'm a widow, not a very young widow, now raising grandkids. I mean, there are people out there that just have these strange stories like me. You wouldn't think that, but now that I've lived it, that without Habitat, I wouldn't even have a house. I think their lives have been so steadied by just, if that makes sense. They have a great church family they've been in since they were born, but now they have like a solid home that they know that is theirs. They're gonna stay put there until they, move out. My husband in heaven would be so happy that we have a home of our own. I am so grateful.